Sparking Zero just fixed the anime fighting game problem that I had with it for a while, and dare I say, saved the genre. Real quick, my name's Mario if you're new here, and if you're not, thank you for coming back. I do have a subscriber goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the year, or at least January, because that's my birthday month. But let's get back into the video. The problem I had with Sparking Zero, no, not Sparking Zero. The problem I had with the anime fighting games, it was just nobody was really thinking outside the box. There was no replayability. It was just very repetitive, and it was just, okay, you just fight people. That's it. Give me something else to do besides trying to do ranked matches and everything. I don't mind being competitive, but what else is there to do? Think of it like this. Sparking Zero came out, you got custom battles. That immediately set this thing different from everybody else. You see something that you want to think, you think of something cool that could have happened in Dragon Ball, or just anything you've seen happen anywhere else, you could try to implement it off rip and then have other people play it, and then other people can make one, you could play their stuff. So it's essentially, it's just going to go crazy. And then on top of that, if you're on PC and you like to mod these games, just think of the mods that's going to come out. You know what I mean? Now, I don't agree with modding if you're going to fight other people, but if it's a custom battle mods, then I got to see what's going to be cracking with that. I ain't gonna even hold you, but that's not the video. But that's just pretty much what set it apart. So think of it like this: as a person that didn't really buy the anime fighting games community, buy into it besides fighters, I was all Budokai Tenkaichi and all of that as a kid, but Fighters was the last anime fighting game I bought, and I didn't even play it that much due to my situation that I had once the game came out. And after that, it was just everybody was making the same thing. Everybody was just trying to be safe. Okay, JJK came out, and that game was terrible. It did perform terrible. I don't know how good it was. It's just, it didn't look that interesting. Demon Slayer came out. It didn't really perform that well as I didn't really see too many. I seen people play it, but it kind of fell off. I didn't want it. I actually liked both animes, and once I seen it, I was like, okay, all right, it's cool, but like, what's more? You know, we need more. Like, what's gonna keep me playing these games? And I think that was the problem with the anime fighting games. What's gonna keep me playing? Yes, I like the anime, and I'll probably buy it if I like the combat and the games, but what's going to keep me playing this game versus another game or another anime fighting game? You know what I mean? And Sparking Zero was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it to where you want to stay playing this game. We ain't gonna even sit there and have you question. Now you can make your own stuff and play custom stuff. Now you can just do what you want. And I just thought that was just super dope, because it felt like Dragon Ball fans was making games for Dragon Ball fans. And how long can we actually say, how long has it been since it felt like fans were making games for fans? Like I said in the previous video, this is a love letter to the fans, and it seemed like they were having fun making this game. Just based off the, 15 hours that I played, it just seems like they were just having too much fun, and then they cooked up, and then they showed the whole roster, and then come on now, you know they're bringing Daima and Super, and then anybody knows Bandai, they're gonna keep supporting this game. So I think we're gonna get more and more and more. So it just seems like they already knew what they were gonna do, and then they were just, you know what, I got something for you, keep going. Now, hey, I ain't gonna lie, now the anime fighting game community developers are gonna have to sit there and figure out what they're gonna do to keep people playing from Sparking Zero. Not saying that, you know, they don't want it like the game, they just want, how they're gonna keep people from playing Sparking Zero so they can play their game, right? Now, if they already did custom battles, they can take it up a notch. You know, what are they gonna do differently because right now, the way I'm looking at it, I don't plan on getting the Bleach game because of Sparking Zero is so big. Now, think of it like this. The reason I say it saved it, because there's people that don't even care about Dragon Ball that's buying this game. There's people that don't even like fighting games that got this game. This beat out Call of Duty. This was sold out on Amazon. It was #1 practically everywhere. Now, that says a lot. You can't just say, oh, it's just Dragon Ball fans. No, I don't sit there and believe that it's only Dragon Ball fans, because I think there's people that don't know anything about Dragon Ball that's playing it. And I had a friend that don't even like fighting games because how repetitive it is. And then, you know, he just seen that custom battles. He was like, you know, I gotta get it. There's people that don't like Dragon Ball and people that don't like fighting games that's getting this game. I'm a person that don't really buy fighting games, but this was a must-have. Like, I could not let people play this game early and I not play it. I mean, obviously, if I was a big enough content creator and I could have went out there and played it, I definitely would have did it. But it goes to show you that since it was #1, it couldn't have just been just Dragon Ball fans and all that. Now, majority of it, yes, majority of people probably already like anime fighting games and just fighting games in general. But to get #1, you got to reach a lot of people. They did their thing. So what's going to stop them from doing their thing versus somebody else? You get what I'm saying? And they capitalized off everything was being repetitive. They capitalized off nobody taking a chance. And they made it to where it's familiar, but it's also something new. And that's what I think all these anime fighting games need to do if they want to start doing Spark and Zero numbers. Now, you might not do Spark and Zero numbers if they're not as big as Dragon Ball. There's not a lot of animes not as big as Dragon Ball. I believe One Piece could do it. They have a big fan base as well. But Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but people that didn't even like anime loved Dragon Ball. That was like the one anime you could watch in school back then, and everybody was like cool with. Kind of like back then, gaming and anime was like not the stuff to do. If you told people you were like a gamer or you watched anime, they kind of like thought you were weird or like, you know, you had no life or whatever. But I didn't watch anime as a kid, but I played a lot of video games, so I know how the video games people feel, and I know people work, you know, get talked about because they watched anime. And then people always used to try to put me on Naruto, but like I didn't understand what the show was about until my cousin started watching. I was like, oh snap, you know, this stuff kind of looked fine. That's a different topic. My bad. But pretty much it goes to show that everybody's just getting into it because the game just looks interesting. They took a chance and it paid off for them. I think more people need to start taking chances and thinking outside the box. It need to be fans making stuff for fans, because as a fan, you're gonna know what a fan wants. And they brought something I've always wanted in a game. Let me make my own stuff and have people play it and see people stuff. It's kind of like that Mario level, you know, Super Mario, where you can make your own level. It's like that. I've always wanted that in another game, but we just haven't gotten it until now. And you still got your rank, your competitive play. You know, you could do team battles, you could do single battles, DP battles, you got ranked, and you got the pubs, and you could make the little rooms where it's not just you and one-on-one. Ranked is you and one other person, but online it's just you can make a little room, which is definitely fun. So now you go on online, you could be in a group of people, have fun, you can make tournaments. So it's still Dragon Ball, but they added something for everybody, and it paid off. Now #1, this is probably going to be one of the most selling games, most sold games of the year, if Call of Duty just doesn't skyrocket like it usually does, but we have to see. Other than that, that's just my thoughts. Real quick, let me reiterate, I think it's just the fact that they took a chance and it paid off. It's something different, and it feels like fans of Dragon Ball made this for fans of Dragon Ball. And since so many people were looking into it, everybody else looked into it and think that, oh, the custom battles look fun, let me get into this. And it paid off. And that's just my thoughts as a person that got out the anime fighting game community as a kid and coming back. So I'm just letting you know what my thoughts is. Probably not my only thoughts, people thinking like that, or it's probably, I ain't gonna lie, it's my thoughts, but like somebody's probably agreeing with me, but it's not the only reason why. But I think that's a big reason why. Other than that, my name is Marie, and I'm out of here. Peace.